Hello everyone. Yesterday I was making a video about the Crimea and I got a bunch of feedback in Facebook and somebody asked me some more, and I'll tell you what, if you wanna know something about Crimea, you best just watch this documentary movie about Crimea. It's called Crimea, the Russian Sea, and I will leave you a link in the description under this video. So one of the topics that also has been brought by many subscribers is that everyone tells me that keeps telling me that the world is a stage or theater and everybody is an actor. Like when I talk about politics and when I talk about, well, mostly about the politics. And I'll tell those guys and I'll answer like this. If you don't believe that there is actual concurrence in this world, if you believe that there is no way and no how can anyone stand up and say something or do something against those who actually got the power, if you believe that no one can make something for himself, be against the world, be against the society, then you are wrong, because it's occurring everywhere. Look at the world. You can stand up against the system and you can be a winner. I'm not talking about your last presidential elections in the United States. I'm not talking about the Brexit. I'm not talking about the referendum in Netherlands, where they were against of accepting Ukraine. And I'm not talking about what's happening in Romania right now. I'm not talking about all this stuff. It's just stuff happened in 1 or 2 years from now. Let's remember something more historical. Let's remember 1941. Let's remember the war between Europe united under the Nazi power of Hitler and his allies. Let's remember how one country stood against this whole Europe and bending on the knee, retreating, crawling, and being totally destroyed in the first 3 months of the war, retreating right away, just stood near the Moscow, and when Siberian guys came to Moscow, those guys were real men. They were hunters. They could have hit the squirrel in the eye from like 100 yards or so, and those guys were definitely not ready to retreat. And when they came to the place called Volokholamskaya Chaussee, it's close to Moscow, about an hour of ride today, and they stood up for the whole country and they fought the Hitler troops, which were almost entering Moscow at that time. So this is the example of how you can do something to ruin the plan of those who are propaganding this ideology of one world, one stage, where everybody is an actor and everybody is helping everybody to rob you people, literally. But we can see that, for example, right now the battlefield is not United States. The battlefield is Europe. and we can see that a whole bunch of different stuff is going in France. If you remember last French presidential election, there was one guy who was named Dominique Strauss-Kahn, and he fell into some deep trouble right before this presidential election, where he could have been a winner, but they've taken him out, setting up some interesting case with the hotel, and he was blamed to be a sexual abuser and stuff like that. But he was actually not, and that's why he didn't get into the jail, and he got out of this situation. But obviously he didn't win the presidential election because he couldn't, I don't know if he participated, but I don't think he even thought about it after that situation that he was brought to. And right now we have the same situation in France. We have the situation when each of three presidential candidates, Fillon, Le Pen, and I don't remember the new guy's name. He is the La Marche movement or party leader. Looks like we have the war of information, because each and every one of Fillon or Le Pen proclaimed to be a pro-Russian president, just like not the pro-Russian, but obviously pro-peaceful presidents. So they don't want those intrigues. They don't want this useless propaganda of military invasion by Russia to Europe, which is done mostly in Western media. And we can see that the war was stopped while United States elected Trump, because he is not for war. And that's what's happening right now in Europe. We see France, we see maybe different countries like Germany, which is also gonna have an election this year, and we're gonna find out who's gonna be the next leader of Germany. So that's why all this complication in Ukraine right now. That's why President of Poroshenko riding around Europe and asking for money, asking for support for his fraud and propaganda that he is providing to Western leaders. And everybody knows that sooner or later everybody's gonna find out what's the real deal, who is the one who stole the money actually on all this propaganda, laundering, money laundering, and all this fake news that we all could have seen, could have watched like for 20 years. And that's what's gonna happen. So this is the war of fake, fraud, and propaganda, and also the war of compromat. I guess you know already this word, which means compromising materials or compromitation, which is maybe close to revealing some hidden truth, hidden information that one person wants to hide. So right now we see that, and the third presidential candidate in France, forgot his last name, sorry. This guy was a Rothschild's bank president, one of the Rothschild's bank. I don't remember actually the name of bank, but I know that he was a globalist person. So probably he was also brought to this election not for a bad reason. I think globalists want to have their president in France, and they are gonna try to do that. That's why they bring so much dirty laundry, dirty information about Fillon and Le Pen. Okay, so my thoughts are that you can be inside this uh, shadow government. Of course, you can be inside it, and you can be a part of it for serious period of time. But after you get the power, the actual power or actual chance to release this power in your will, not in someone's will, not like someone's telling you to do that. But when you think about it, you can understand that it is possible to get the power and become a person who is against the system who gave him the power. Because once you got the power, you get the full information and you get the understanding of what's going on. Even on the last step, when you get to the information, like when you become a presidential nominee from one party, like Republican Party, Trump already had the connection to the information about what really is going on, and he was not a dummy anymore who could have been fooled by mass media or some advisors. He got the information from the first hands, from the CIA, from the FBI, from whatever, and I think he knows what's going on. So that's why he's acting this way. That's why he's on the way to completing his election promises. And I'm not a supporter of Trump. Don't believe in that. I actually know what is going on in this world. I know what's capitalism about. If you think it's different from communism, you are wrong. Because one thing communism wants is, no, let's start with capitalism. What capitalism wants? They want to split the world in some sectors, and intersections of those sectors is gonna be the key cities or the key points, and those key points are gonna be profitable, and they're gonna be prosperous. And when you make your news, make your mass media, you always use the picture from those profitable, prosperous areas, so others could be fooled and think about that it's okay to live in this world. The other area is going to be totally rural, and they're going to consist of logistics, pipelines, mining, and stuff like that. So they returning to the old topic of mining. So every square kilometer or mile of this world gonna be mined, gonna be making profit for somebody. But we're gonna have some reservations, like maybe Switzerland, like Yellowstone or whatever, where nothing is gonna be going on. So it's gonna be totally ecological and stuff like that. So you can make a picture that everything is okay. You're gonna have tourist lounges, you're gonna have seashore, you're gonna have beaches and pretty palms on those beaches. So, and everybody gonna be dreaming about going to California and Florida and stuff like that. So you're gonna have those reservations of okay, like Indians have reservations in the United States right now, and they think, well, okay, we don't have taxes, we don't have nothing. Let's live here. Let's not make any revolution. Let's not make no wars. We are so small. We don't have nothing. But let's be okay with what we have. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be like them. And that's okay, because you get your food, you get your house, or maybe you got your a tax cut or something like that, and you feel okay for a while, and maybe only your grandchildren gonna be not okay, but that's gonna be in quite a while, so you just have to live your life, and that's it. And that's what they're bringing us to. That's the final goal of capitalism. Only one be the winner, and no matter how, no matter what, they're gonna do what they're doing, and they're gonna kill every one of us sooner or later. Either we're gonna be slaves or cattle or whatever. There's no place for us to live. What is communism? Communism is pretty much the same. Pretty much the same. The idea of communism is okay, let's rewind to capitalism. So how the capitalism is going to make it, I've already told you. And what is the representation of global capitalism? Global capitalism is the win of global capitalists. So global capital is the winner. How is it going to happen? It's global capital is going to win. Now we have many different national, private capitals, and we just have to wait for global capital to win. That's the indication that is already won the battle. So how the communism is going to win? They're going to wait till the global capital wins, and after it wins, they want to make a global revolution to beat the capital. That's the goal of communism right now, because they know they cannot build a communism in one or two single countries. They want a global communism. And how to make a global communism? There's no way you can defeat capitalist countries while being a communist country, because you're going to be sanctioned, you're going to be, tightened in all those circles of anti-missile defenses and stuff like that. So there's no way you're going to escape your country and spread your ideology. There's no way. Because capitalist countries are going to beat you hard, because they have private capital, they have more productive production, more KPIs and stuff like that, more good management, more programs, more social capitals and stuff like that, more infrastructure, more logistics. So global communism is doing one thing: they waiting till the global capital wins, and when the global capital wins, they're gonna make a revolution. They're gonna start a war on slaughtering the mankind. Total war and revolution. And I think they're wrong, because if they wait till the global capital wins, I think the global capital makes sure that nobody is gonna make any kind of revolution. That's why they're gonna chip you. That's why they're gonna watch every step of you. That's why they have all these video cameras. That's why we have all this digital instrumentary that we have right now. That's why we have all those smartphones. This is the ways. These are the steps of one step by one step. They winning this battle, and there's no way any kind of proletariat or global communist gonna start something like a revolution after global capital is gonna win. At least they're making sure that's not gonna happen. And right now we're maybe 3 or 4 steps before the global capital wins. We're gonna understand that. I'm not propaganding to switch our ideology to something else. This is not the time. I'm talking to you guys so you can be more smart and think. When someone is telling you this world is a stage, it's all an acting thing, don't believe them. Believe your own eyes. Believe what you see. There's a whole bunch of conflict right now, and we have the window of opportunity right now to change things up. If we inform, we're gonna win the first battle, the battle of information, because right now we're more advanced in technology than any of previous generations in 20th century. We have more information than guys from 60s. We have more information than guys from 70s, 80s, 90s. Even millenniums didn't have that much information as we have. We can share, we can make our research. Look how many brilliant topics that we brought up last year. Just one topic of maybe ancient giant trees. I don't know. I know you all don't believe in this, but I'm not a brilliant believer of that too. But I think it's a good topic to discuss and start it. I'm not a believer of mud fossils theory. I think it's worth of talking, it's worth of researching, and that's it. I'm researching my own things that I think more obvious for me right now, and I have more time for that. Maybe in a year or two I'll return to mud fossils and start my own research about that. But right now I have so many things to tell you that even if I start doing live shows for 24 hours a day, 24/7, I'll maybe spend a couple of years just to telling you all the things that I know. And that's gonna be a whole different topic every day. But I don't want to do that. I want to be stuck to the topic of mud fossils, giants, New World Order, which is more obvious and more critical right now, because we can all do something, just a little part everybody can do, and be a 1 or 2 steps closer to solving that problem, and maybe turning this stuff upside down. Because if we find out that every 300 or 400 years we can have a mud flood, a global mud flood, which gonna erase all our achievements, all our civilization, return us to a stone age, literally, kill everybody, ruin a whole economy, make us literally disappear from this surface. This is quite a topic. What do you think? I think it's a topic because those historical archaeologists guys, they telling us the truth actually. I thought about this today. When they say, oh, this is a cultural layer of 14th century, and they don't mention that it's covered with mud for 2 meters deep or maybe 3 meters deep. They don't care because they're talking about what they found in this mud. They're talking not about this mud above these findings, these artifacts. They're telling us the truth. This is 14th or 15th century or maybe 2000th century before. Who knows? You name it. But they don't care about the mud. And they don't care about how this cultural layer was supposed to be made. They don't care. So think about it. And don't believe the world is a theater. Bye.